there, including the county secretary.
It was ordered for all of them.
Senator Mungatana.
Mr. Speaker, Rule 23 of the third schedule of our standing orders allows me to ask questions to the council. So this is not to the witness, Mr. Speaker. It's just a clarification. Mr. Speaker, Council Thiankolu gave an allegory where he talked about the monarch of Russia, and he said that Nicholas I, before he passed the execution, he asked the person who was bringing the order whether the convicted person said anything. Mr. Speaker, he seemed to suggest, and I want a clarification from him, because that fellow said that in Russia, it seems that they can't do even the ropes properly, suggesting that they can't do anything properly. And then he juxtaposed that allegory to the trial that was conducted by the Senate here. Mr. Speaker, I was listening carefully. I want him to clarify, did he mean that the Senate was behaving like Russia? It couldn't do a proper job. It couldn't do a rope. Mr. Speaker, can he clarify? Because we didn't take it very kindly.
Council.
Mr. Speaker, what I meant in that allegory was that Kondraty Rylev, having miraculously escaped execution, would have saved his life by stopping the very act that had condemned him to death in the first place, which was subversive utterances against the monarch. And what I meant is that the Honorable Kawira Mwangaza, having survived the first impeachment, which was based on specified allegations, would have been expected to refrain from the acts and omissions that triggered that impeachment motion, which she had sent. Number two, it would have been expected Kawira Mwangaza, as part of the vilification, would not have gone berating this house itself, and when we get there, we'll be playing a video for you. When Kawira asked, after they took me to the Senate, what happened to me? Nothing happened. Kaende, kaende. And therefore, that's why we said, this time, we urge you to repeat the execution of Kawira, and we see whether the rope will break again.
Well, I hope that explanation is adequate to the issue raised by Mungatana. Senator Sifuna.
Mr. Speaker, I want to direct my question at Council for the Assembly, who unfortunately is my former classmate, but I want to understand the propriety of basing an impeachment proceeding on a matter that you have confirmed yourselves is still live in court. We here in the Senate are prevented from discussing matters that are live before the courts before a decision is made. What is the propriety of you basing a claim of, breach of the law or misconduct on a matter that is still live before a court of law that was coming for a decision today?
Council.
The answer is as follows, Mr. Speaker. The question of contempt of court is not pending in court. We have a conviction before you. We have an order before you. We have a sentencing before you. That order, as we speak, has not been set aside by a higher court. As a matter of fact, the room for challenging that order in a higher court expired a long time ago because you have only 14 days to appeal. That's the first answer, Mr. Speaker. The second answer, which is very specific to this process before you, is that the governor went to court. When this motion before you was labeled, she went before the High Court in Meru in petition number 24. No, I'm sorry, Mr. Speaker, I don't seem to recall the number. It's not 24, but she went to court in Meru before the Honorable Justice Cherere to stop this process on that very ground that it was sub judice. The court refused. She returned to the court again. The court refused. She went to the Court of Appeal at Nyeri, trying to stop the process before you, claiming that impeachment cannot be based on matters that are before court. And again, the Court of Appeal refused. Lastly, Mr. Chairman, when we were in the Court of Appeal, one of the questions we asked is how can a convictee whose conviction has not been set aside, who has been disobeying a court order for a year, be the one now telling you everywhere about court orders?
Senator Chute.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. My question will go to the witness. Mr. Witness, will I be wrong if I tell you you belong to Committee Maximum because you've admitted before this honorable House that you've been receiving money for months and months illegally, and you've accepted before this House that you've been receiving it illegally? Thank you very much, Mr. Speaker.
You would not be telling the truth, Mr. Speaker, because we have made numerous efforts to be allowed back to office and serve, even through the court, but you are not allowed. The person culpable is the one paying us for service not rendered.
Senator Osotsi.
This is to the witness, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, looking at the application for this case and even the ruling, the governor is listed as respondent number 3. That is after the county secretary and the Meru County Public Service Board. Is this an admission that the governor is not directly involved in matters of HR, recruitment, and appointment?
It's not an admission.
Senator Roba.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I just want to ask the same question, but phrased differently. Mr. Paul Mwaniki Arimi is appearing as a key witness on behalf of the County Assembly. And he is here to give witness on what he found extremely wrong of receiving salary for work not done. And he has admitted that as being wrong. Now, if your convictions are true, shouldn't it have bothered you enough for you to have considered refunding or refusing the acceptance? And accepting the money for this long and appearing as a witness to admit that before this, why didn't you, consider not accepting if you considered it was wrong? Thank you.
Thank you. It is wrong legally to receive pay for service not rendered or work not done. What we did as victims of this is we have sought legal redress for a full year from last year up to now, seeking to be allowed to get back and work. Yet still, we have not been terminated from work. What you have been given is a mandatory indefinite leave without any reason. So there would be no issue of refunding monies without any clear structures of how this one should be done. So we have been in court, struggling to be allowed to work. the person culpable is this one sending us on a compulsory indefinite leave with even a rider that you will be paid all the services you are home. Indeed, it is depressing.
Just to be clear, witness, this is the question that I help you out. You've indicated that you have received, you've been receiving these salaries.
Yes, Mr. Speaker.
This is the question from the Senator.
Yes, Mr. Speaker.
And you've indicated that you ought not to have received this money because it is taxpayers' money.
Yes, Mr. Speaker.
So the question that the Senator posed then is, did you make an effort
We made
either to
efforts through the
refuse
court.
or to refund?
We did not make efforts to refund, but you made efforts to get back to work.
Very well. Senator Okoiti.
My question goes to, Mr. Speaker, sir, my question goes to Counsel for the County Assembly. On trial is the governor of Meru, and one of the grounds is contempt of court. In the evidence that you have laid before this court, are you able to point out to me specifically where the governor is condemned? Specifically where the governor is condemned?
Counsel,
or convicted of that contempt?
Mr. Speaker, if you open page 440 of our volume 2, the court order, as you note, and has been pointed out previously, this was a case filed against the governor together with 2 other officials. And whenever this order or even the ruling before it talks about the respondents, every reference to the respondents in this order is a reference to the 3 persons who include the governor. And therefore, where a court, as you find in page 441, it says the respondents who we agree include the governor, paragraph 1 at page 441, the respondents are hereby cited for contempt of this court's order issued on 7th October 2022 by failing to allow the applicants back to their offices. Unless the governor says she was not one of the respondents who are condemned here, then she is one of the people who are condemned, and it is not necessary that she be specifically mentioned when they have been found jointly and severally, that's the legal language, jointly and severally culpable.
Senator Chiranke.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Sir, mine is a very quick clarification or guidance from the Council of the Governor. When you look under Article 183, functions of the county executive, which encompasses county governor, county deputy governor, and CECs, I invite him to give me an interpretation of Article 183 in the interest of time, Part C. It says, and allow me, Mr. Speaker, sir, to read, a county executive committee shall, 1, Part C, manage and coordinate the functions of the county administration and its departments. So I want to get clarification and maybe guidance from the council of the, on the part of the interpretation on the role of the county executive or county committee member. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Council, did you get that correctly? Did you get the question with clarity?
Sadly, Mr. Speaker, I didn't get the question with clarity. I wondered if the Honorable Senator could clarify the particular aspect of Article 183 that he desires my clarification on. I'll gladly do that.
Senator Chirange, the clarification must relate to what the council handled during the cross-examination. You cannot pick something totally out of that space and seek his clarification. He should clarify on what he said.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I needed the interpretation of Article 183 1C on the role of county executive vis-a-vis, because in a cross-examination, he had indicated that the county secretary should be the one being impeached instead of the governor. That's why I'm inviting him to clarify under Article 183 1C on the functions of the county executive. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Council.
Thank you so much, Mr. Speaker. Very briefly, the government, either the national or the county level, is a complex whole, but our constitutional and legal order recognizes that government works through the agency of state and public officers, and wrongdoing in law is individual. Wrongdoing in law is not collective. It's in that respect that we beseech the county assembly to give us a case that shows the individual wrongdoing of the governor or the imputability of the acts of any other functionary in the county government to the governor. The governor is here on trial. You try people for their wrongdoing, and that's my humble view. And thank you so much, Mr. Speaker.
Senator Muma.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. My question is to Council for the County Assembly, and it's in respect of the clip that was played here. Is it your view that a leader takes responsibility for utterances of their spouse?
If it's a strictly legal question, Mr. Speaker, of course, the law was changed a long time ago. Spouses don't take responsibility for the actions of the others. But that's as far as the legalese and the splitting of heirs is concerned. The matter before you is not about criminal or civil liability in a court of law. It is about accountability. It is about the values in our Constitution. If a governor perpetually provides a forum through which our spouse is making utterances that are inflammatory, that could easily lead to violence, as we'll show you, and it is a function hosted by the governor, and on each occasion, the governor does not disown those statements. In the case of the musical performances, we will show you the governor even dancing and enjoying the music, demonstrating to the huge crowds wenye wivu wajinyonge. That is why, Mr. Speaker, when you read the motion before you, it is not talking just about specific acts of the governor. It is also talks about complicity and condoning. If we were in a court of law, we would call it aiding and abetting. But because it's not a court of law, that's why we have chosen the language complicity and connivance in things. First of all, it's a program, it's a session held by the governor. And if that were the law, even in a court of law, Mr. Speaker, and our laws on ethics and integrity, there is indeed, if you see the laws we have cited, a provision for acting through others. And in this case, we want to suggest to you that the governor was acting, as was the case before when we were here, through her husband. Thank you.
Senator Boni.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, I would like the Council for the County Assembly to help me, and I'm happy to be reminded that he teaches law to our children. Mr. Speaker, the country has seen in that video that the governor of Meru was not in that video. Her voice was not heard in that video. So what I would like you to help me, teacher of law, is the legal high standard of fishing expedition. Would you like to stand down that video purely because your witness has confirmed to this Senate and the whole Republic that the governor was not there, her voice was not heard? And if you still stand that you don't want to stand down the evidence, do you want to teach students at the university that they can edify something that lacks moral and intellectual instruction to a council?
Mr. Speaker, I've now found the volume setting the relevant law. It is volume 3 of the County Assembly's document in answer to the question by the Honorable Senator Kalwale. At page, I believe, 37 of our Bado volume 3, we have reproduced section 24, page 37 of the Assembly's volume 3. We have produced section 24 of the Public Officer Ethics Act. And it is clear from that section 1, for purposes of compliance with chapter 6, one can take responsibility for acting through others. And in this case, we humbly submit the governor has been acting through her husband. Number 2, this is how, Mr. Speaker, you know the governor was acting through her husband. In October 2022, the husband is seen on the video saying, "These officers shall never return to office, court order or no court order." And true to his utterance, the governor ensures that they don't return for a full 365 days. And while at it, Mr. Speaker, in any event, I keep repeating, there is a conviction as we speak. And that conviction is res judicata. That is to say, that matter is closed as a legal question because it has not been appealed to a higher court within the time required by law. So as we speak right now, the governor is actually a convict. And those are not my words. There is a court order to that effect.
Now, honorable senators, we have 6 more witnesses to call. And if you read the program, we are supposed to stretch it to 7 p.m. And therefore, I will take one clarification from the side and another one here. Most of these clarifications, you'll pick them as we hear the witnesses. Senator Haji Faki.
Mine is to both the council and council for the county assembly and the witness. There were proceedings before the High Court in Meru where the county secretary, according to the judgment and according to the ruling, was found to be guilty of contempt. And the matter is still ongoing. The punishment has not been meted. Now, isn't that subjecting the governor to a double jeopardy? Because he is facing the proceedings before the court in Meru are still alive. And counsel for the governor said earlier that they were actually in court this morning. And here we are, you want us to impeach the governor based on the same set of facts. Isn't this a double jeopardy, which in law is not allowed? Thank you.
Mr. Speaker, that's a legal question. I heard it was addressed to both me and the witness. I don't know whether the witness is able to answer.
Proceed. He belongs to your side. You can answer for him.
First of all, Mr. Speaker, it is not correct to say that the question of whether the governor is guilty of contempt is in court. What is in court is the question of sentencing. The question of liability is settled. The only other thing that is in court is the question of purging the contempt. So there is no question of double jeopardy. As a matter of fact, Mr. Speaker, the rule of double jeopardy does not apply to proceedings of impeachment. There are several rulings by the Supreme Court itself that says, and I can quote the Sonko case, the Martin Nyaga-Wambora case, that say impeachment is not about civil or criminal liability. It is about political accountability. It is about ethics. It is about the type of leadership, the type of persons we want holding certain offices. And that is why you find the Article 181 is about may be removed on any of the following, and it talks of gross misconduct. Gross misconduct need not even be a criminal or civil offense. It can be anything that attracts serious moral censure. It talks of gross violation of the Constitution or other law. And in short, all we are saying, the Supreme Court has already answered this question of double jeopardy. And that is why even the Court of Appeal itself and the High Court in Meru, guided by the Supreme Court, refused to stop this Senate from sitting on these charges and making it whatever decision it will make, because the courts have already confirmed it is not about legalese and splitting legal heirs or civil or criminal liability. It's a question whether the governor accused of the things we are accusing her and which will prove is the type of governor we want to see holding a public office within the meaning of Chapter 6 of our Constitution. It is not a legal matter, Mr. Speaker. And I'm lastly told, if this can be let to happen, then all I need to always avoid impeachment, which is actually what the governor tried to do at the High Court and the Court of Appeal, why she failed. All I need to ensure as a governor, if this were unanswered, to ensure Article 81 is dead, is to ensure whenever I commit a breach of the Constitution, there is a court case like happened in this matter, where proxies were obtained to file various suits in court so that they can come under the pretext. And even in your own standing orders, Mr. Speaker, as well as those of the County Assembly, you note the mere fact that a matter is in court does not stop the Senate or even the National Assembly. You can even take notice, Mr. Speaker, that as we speak, there has been a matter in Shakahola, which is in various courts, criminal courts, and I've seen committees of parliament examining the same persons who are facing not just employment courts here, but actually criminal courts, and nothing has stopped either the Senate or the National Assembly. And that is why even your standing orders give the Speaker the latitude to decide whether a matter that is in court should nonetheless be deliberated upon and a decision made by Parliament, in this case the Senate, as the representative of the public conscience.
Lastly, Senator Veronica.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Just a clarification from the Council for the County Assembly of Meru. We have seen this judgment, is it a ruling, the one that you are relying on the contempt proceedings? And 37C on page, I think you know where it is. 37C talks about the respondents not having the audience of the court until the contempt is purged. I think the witness has confirmed that he's now being paid, they have been reinstated, or did I get it wrong? I hope that's a correct position. Counsel, do you treat that as a purge to that contempt? Now that that is no longer, those offenses are no longer taking place and they have been reinstated, would you treat that as a purge? And I know that the sentencing is awaiting before the court. And if the sentencing is awaiting, would you still say the matter is not pending before court?
Mr. Speaker, then being denied audience is part of the standard rules that govern contempt of court. If you're convicted, like the governor has been, you're denied audience until you purge the contempt. The governor has, of course, attempted to purge this contempt as we speak. I use the word attempted because the witness told you the letters appointing his replacements have not been recalled. They have not been rescinded. So that as we speak, we have the witness here and his 3 colleagues who are the substantive office holders, and then we have the other persons who are also in acting capacity. The purging of a contempt, Mr. Speaker, is something in the realm of mitigation of sentence. That's why you're denied audience until you purge it. So the fact that someone has purged the contempt does not undo the conviction. The conviction still remains, and as we speak, even if she purges and apologizes and recites whatever prayer about it, it will always remain the record of the court that she was convicted and that conviction has not been set aside.
And this witness at that. Now, as we prepare to usher in the second witness, pursuant to Rules 23 of our third schedule of the Standing Orders of the Senate, as a speaker, I do not have that latitude to ask for any clarification or ask questions. However, if the integrity of the institution of the Senate is at stake, then as a speaker, I need to guard it. Counsel for the County Assembly, your allegory, the Russian allegory, that when the man was asked to say something, he said Russia don't know how to do things, and that's why he was alive. That statement, in its ordinary meaning, could be understood, and indeed it was understood, and that's why Senator Mungatana rose to ask that question. It was understood to mean that the Senate did not do a good job in the first impeachment. I don't know, Counsel for the County Assembly, whether you still want to have that allegory as part of your record, or at this juncture, you want to take it away from the record.
Mr. Speaker, my allegory was not a slur on the Senate. It was, as I said, about a person who was lucky to escape a certain fate, and instead of refraining from utterances that had placed him in that fate, continues doing it after the rope breaks. And I was clear in my allegory that even in Russia, this was understood to be an act of providence, that the man in question was lucky. It is our submission that if the Governor Kawira was lucky to be acquitted of certain allegations, the least anyone would expect of her is to refrain from the behavior. So I didn't mean in any way to slur the Senate. In the event that I am misunderstood as criticizing the Senate's decision, then I offer an unqualified apology, and I'll be open to even the expansion of the relevant allegory. And since it seems to cause too many issues, I seem to have been misunderstood, Mr. Speaker, I beg that it be expunged.
Kindly usher in the second witness. Kindly proceed to swear in the witness.
I, Evans Moira Karia, do solemnly affirm that the evidence that I shall give before the Senate in respect of the matters before the Senate shall be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth.
Sir, please tell the Senate your full name and what you do for a living for purposes of your identity and the record.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker, sir. My name is Evans Moira Karia. Currently the MCA for Mitungu Ward, that is in South Imenti South Sub-County in Meru County.
Mr. Speaker, perhaps I could beg we be given a small table where I could place my battles because I will otherwise be constrained to keep picking things from the floor.
Sergeant at Arms, kindly help counsel. Make him as comfortable as he can.
Sir, as we wait for that table, can you confirm that you are the mover of the motion before the Senate?
I confirm, Mr. Speaker, sir.
Can you also confirm that you saw the affidavit?
I confirm.
On what page can we find your affidavit, sir?
Great. Yes, this is much better. Good. Yes, I can manage.
Let me take you, sir, to page 33 of volume 1.
Yeah, this one affidavit is on page 33 of volume 1 to page 36 of volume 1.
The signature at page 36 is your signature?
Yes, I confirm.
Now, let's go straight to the allegations that you have made in this impeachment motion. And I want us to begin at paragraph 10A of the impeachment motion. The impeachment motion, Mr. Speaker, is at volume 1. We are referring to paragraph 10A. In that paragraph, sir, you accuse the governor of irregularly withdrawing county funds through our relatives. Which relatives have you mentioned?
I have mentioned the governor's sister, Rose Kenya Gwantai, and Kenneth Gwantai Murangiri, who is the brother, and also Nefat Kenywa, who is the brother-in-law, and Edwin Mutuma Murangiri, who is a nephew to the governor's spouse.
Why do you say Nefat Kenya is the brother-in-law of the governor?
Because it is in the public knowledge. We have seen pictures circulating of them displaying public affection, PDA.
With who?
With governor's sister, Miriam Gwantai.
Miriam Gwantai. Have you placed any evidence before the Senate to support the allegation that these relatives of the governor were withdrawing funds from the county assembly regularly, or rather from the county government irregularly?
Yes, in volume 2, I've annexed all the evidence there.
Which pages of volume 2?
From pages 1 to pages 29 of volume 2.
From pages 1 to 29?
Yes.
Let's begin at page 17 of volume 2. To the best of your knowledge, sir, are government agencies allowed to pay for goods not supplied?
No,
or services not rendered?
No, it is against the PFM Act.
To the best of your knowledge, are government entities allowed to make advance payments from public funds?
It is not allowed.
This document at page 17, what is it, sir?
It is a euphemism extract.
It's an euphemism extract?
Yeah, for vote 3562, Meru, Office of the Governor, payment details between 1st July 2022 and 7th July 2023.
Does it have items on the third column described as prepayment?
Yes, under the column sub-item description, you have several entries indicated as prepayment.
Does it show again several prepayments in the next page?
Yes, it does.
Would I be right to say, sir, most of the payments there are actually prepayments?
Most of them are around 171 entries are prepayments.
Are there any payments on this document shown to any of these relatives of the governor?
Yes, there are several prepayments made to the relatives of the governor.
I'll show you a few for illustrative purposes. At page 20, somewhere just below the middle is there, and around the middle, are there payments to Nefat Kenya?
Yes, we have one. There is.
At page 21, do we have several payments payable to Rose Kenya Gwantai?
Yes, for example, we have one under voucher number 66, 524 to pay to Rose Kenya Gwantai.
You will confirm, sir, because we are constrained for time, that actually we have tens, if not hundreds of payments indicated as prepayments to these relatives of the governor between page 17 and 29.
Yes, I confirm, and for purpose of record, one Rose Kenya Gwantai appears 31 times, indicated as prepayments paid a total of 3,144,228. Kenneth Gwantai Murangiri, who is the brother to the governor, also appears 31 times, having received prepayments totaling to 545,500. And Nefat Kenywa Meme, who is the in-law, appears that 4 times, having received total payments of 2,887,000. And there are several others who are also not relatives to the governor. But
Let's stick to the governor's relatives for now. Under this IFMIS extract, what is the amount in total paid to the governor's relatives as prepayments?
I've stated Rose Kinyagwantai has been paying a total of 3,144,228. Kenneth Gwantai Murangiri, the brother to the governor, has been paying 31 times. That is a total of 545,500. And Nefat Kenywa Meme, the in-law, has been paying for that 4 times. That is 2,807,000.
So the total is how much for Kenneth, Nefat, Kinyagwantai? What is the total paid to these relatives as per that IFMIS extract?
I've not calculated the totals, but it's around a figure, maybe totaling to around 6 million, an estimate of 6 million. 6 million and some more.
A figure of 6 million. Let's forget the governor's relatives for now, while still on the IFMIS. Does it indicate prepayments to an officer called Kadhure Rukaria?
Yes, it indicates.
Are you able to point a page in which Kadhure Rukaria has been given an advance payment?
On page 23, there's a prepayment paid to Kadhure Rukaria, Catherine.
Yes.
Of 340,000. That is page 23 of our volume 2.
To save time, sir.
And also on the same page, Kadhure Rukaria has also received 107,500. Several entries are there.
Who is Kadhure Rukaria to the best of your knowledge?
Kadhure Rukaria is the secretary to the chief of staff.
Who is the governor's chief of staff?
He is known as Njamba Mbiti.
So this Kadhure, who is secretary to the governor's chief of staff, is the office of the chief of staff an office in the governor's office?
Yes, it is an office established under the office of the governor.
Does Kadhure Rukaria work in the office of the governor?
Yes, I can confirm.
According to this IFMIS printout, how much money has been irregularly paid to Kadhure Rukaria, who is a secretary to the secretary, or rather to the governor's chief of staff, as prepayments?
A total of 21,868,944.
21,868,944.
Yes.
Let's go to another officer, to be fair, not a relative of the governor, called Lydian Kather. Do you know this officer?
Yes, I know her.
Who is she to the best of your knowledge?
She works in the office of the governor and is also, she's an administrator in the office of the chief of staff.
Yes.
And also allegations are there that she's the girlfriend to the chief of staff.
Let's forget the allegations for now. Is she indicated on the IFMIS as also receiving advance payments?
Yes, she has received a prepayment totaling to 3,606,400.
Are you able to show us at least one or two so that you're not making a sweeping allegation that she has received payments? Are you able to point a page where she appears, this Lydian Kather, in a prepayment?
Yes, page 27, she, voucher number 69901, she has received 500,000. Voucher number 59902, she received 340,000. Voucher number 69900, She received a
That's enough,
prepayment.
sir, because there are several entries. We just need to confirm that when you say she has received payment, it's not just a blanket allegation. You said how much in total has she been paid irregularly?
A total of 3,606,400 shillings.
Let's go to another officer, Jane Karemi Kaidhia. Do you know this officer?
Yes, I know her.
Does she work in the governor's office?
Yes, she does.
In what capacity? In what capacity, sir, does Jane Karemi work at the governor's office?
She works under the office of the Chief of Staff.
Okay. What is the relationship between the Chief of Staff and the governor in the county administration?
The Chief of Staff is the AIE holder for the office of the governor. Therefore, he authorizes all payments related to the office of the governor.
As a matter of fact, a Chief of Staff is one of those political appointees governors are allowed the leeway to choose a person they can work with, right?
Yes, it's true.
Now, the persons we have so far mentioned, sir, Jane Karemi, Kaida, Rose Kinya, Kenneth Guantai, all these people working right in the governor's office.
Yes,
from the IFMIS, how much amount of money have they received as prepayment in total?
In total, they have received prepayments amounting to 78,110,086 shillings.
We will later on come to the answer the governor has given for this irregular payment. For now, I want us to go to the next allegation. Which is the allegation at paragraph 10D. To the best of your knowledge, sir, to the best of your knowledge, what is the allegation at paragraph 10D? What is the complaint?
NCO 10D.
ND.
The diversion and misuse of county resources, including funds and motor vehicles to run the governor's private charity, Duke Okolea, despite a previous promise to the Senate in the previous impeachment proceeding to refrain conflicting official county operations and Okolea operations.
To the best of your knowledge, was the question of the relationship between Okolea and the official functions of the governor an issue in the previous impeachment?
Yes, it was.
Was there an issue as to whether in the previous impeachment, whether the governor should commingle or conflate or mix our official functions with those of Okolea?
Sorry, come again.
Was there an issue as to whether the governor could properly mix our official duties with those of the private charity she runs?
Yes, it was an issue.
But have you placed any evidence, sir, to show the governor has been commingling our official functions with the Okolea functions and specifically diverting county resources to Okolea?
Yes, I've adduced the evidence on pages 42 of the volume 2, pages 43, pages 48, 49, 50, and 51, and also there's a video in support.
Let's go to page 42. What is that document?
There's a miscellaneous criminal application number 025 of 2023 in the matter of application for custodial orders.
Let's go to page 43 of the same volume 2. What does paragraph 3 say?
Paragraph 3 states that on the 17th day of September 2023, the Governor of Meru, Honorable Bishop Kawira Mwangaza, convened a Okolea meeting at Bridge International Preparatory School in Makiri area within Maua municipality.
Where is Makiri?
Makiri is in Maua, just adjacent to the Deputy Governor's home.
So this rally was held adjacent to the Deputy Governor's home?
Yes.
Do you believe it was a genuine charity that was being held at the adjacent to the Deputy Governor's home?
I don't believe so, because I watched the proceedings and I also saw the governor castigating the deputy governor, in fact praying that Arad can visit his family.
Saying what again?
During the rally, I watched the proceedings.
Yes.
And it was a rally convened to disparage the deputy governor, because I saw the governor praying, kneeling down and asking the congregants in the rally to pray so that Arad can visit the deputy governor's family.
Okay. Let's go to paragraph 8. Mr. Speaker will later show you why it was important to provide that context. But let's go to paragraph 8. What does paragraph 8 there say?
It states, paragraph 8, that the respondents and their group damaged several motor vehicles belonging to the county government of Meru, and for some individuals, that is registration number KEX 574V and KCB 845F, using stones and other crude weapons, and an act which culminated in a cow belonging to the governor being stolen and killed, which is prejudicial to public order and the security of the county.
We were told in the opening statement that we are misrepresenting the ownership of the motor vehicles. Is that paragraph clear that the specific motor vehicles named are private?
It is clear because it earns and for some individuals.
It earns for some individuals, and it indicates the registration plates given are for the individual vehicles, isn't it?
Yes.
Does it also indicate that several motor vehicles belonging to the county government were damaged?
Yes, it does.
Should motor vehicles belonging to the county government be present in an Okolea function, which the Senate was previously told is a private function, charity?
They shouldn't, because we have been told previously it is a private charity.
But who is the maker of this application you have produced, sir, at page 42? Who is the applicant?
The applicant is the Republic through DCI Igembe South.
It is the Republic of Kenya through the DCI.
And the name of the DCI is Kelvin Wafula, PC Kelvin Wafula, number 11, that's 748.
Police Constable Wafula, isn't it?
Yes.
Would you, in the ordinary course of events, expect a police officer to make such allegations frivolously?
No, since they were also made in front of a competent court of law.
As a matter of fact, has that police officer sworn an affidavit in support of this allegation?
Yes, he has sworn an affidavit.
Where is that affidavit, sir?
Affidavit is on page 45, 45, 46, and 47 of volume 2.
Again, you confirm the affidavit mentions, I believe at page 43, paragraphs 3 and 8, again, the same motor vehicles and the same allegations we read, isn't it?
Sorry?
Can you confirm that paragraphs 3 and 8 of that affidavit again mention Governor Kawira Mwangaza, and they mention them, that county motor vehicles were damaged?
Yes, it does.
What evidence have you placed before the Senate to show that county officials were involved in this or collaterally and in the mayhem that ensued?
I have placed before the Senate a charge sheet, 2 charge sheets, and also the pay slips for the persons who are charged to ensure that they are county employees.
So where are those documents to be found?
Page 48, 49, 50, and 51 of volume 2.
Let's confirm just 2. Who is the county official charged by the DPP at page 48?
He is called Salesio Munene Kanga alias Samaritan.
Have you placed the payslip to show this particular gentleman is an official of the county?
Yes, on page 50.
At page 50?
Yes.
Mr. Speaker, I now request that we play videos in support of count 2. They are brief videos, we can have them played. No, in support of count 1, sorry, Mr. Speaker. Video in support of count 1. I don't know whether we're having technical challenges. It should be having sound, Mr. Speaker.
Can the person playing the video restart and put it at maximum?
Bwana asifiwe. Kama kwa ndugu hapa twele Bwana asifiwe. Na tuelone. Tutaonelea tekela wana tuliigwa. Hiyo watasahau. Wapi hao kina mama wazee? Bado tuongezewe. Pastors wakuje hapa kwanza tuombe. Nitolee kama ng'ombe ngenyo kwa eteka alivyo kwa mwako watu kwa yatetea. Unaona ngati mwako wako yatetea. Tunaenda kwa kinyonga. Tuingie ndani ya maisha mwanda watu ya. Ilo mkono juu. Back to the center. Ndawa back to the center kwa back to the center. Unaona ukomeni. Na ukomeni. Eno aleta na mbele. Aleta na ngale. Eto mimi warusi. Aleta nyumba changu roba. Ndawa back to the center kwa back to the center. Andobakie. Bwana asifiwe. Tokea na huwa. Katiba ya Kenya ilete Kenya mtu kwenda onde ala kwenda. Oni ndenga bana nteri nyaka ana kumukuma compound ile toka natia mochili wako lungwa. Toka mochili mtu. Kwa hivyo kama umepangwa kukuja hapa, tuko hapa tayari. Tutapambana kiroho, tutapambana kisheria na hakuna uoga. Bwana asifiwe. Na ingo chokelea ya ile okay ya kuwa no koromo ikawera ari governor 2077 yete kuraya. Ruama na maoro yako ile. Tukutambue. Tukiomba kutambua no tukua tumira ana beto kwa maia. Hiyo ni ujinga na ni ukumbavu. No ndoto kwa wangu ije maia. No ndoto maana bakuru ije maia. Ya wangu ana moko kugera maia. Ana wewe wangu ya maia. Tokone kiani neke. Ile tu akotambua. Lakini hichi ni tena otumira kwa na kwa hizo wazeri.
In the interest of time, perhaps, Mr. Speaker, we could move to the next video if he hasn't moved.
Maybe to add, Council, the transcript of what is happening in the video is on pages 52 and 53 of volume 2.
In that video, have we seen the governor addressing the crowd there?
Yes, I've seen her.
Was the crowd initially peaceful as the governor addressed it?
Yes, it was.
Did the crowd at some point turn violent?
Yes, they turned violent.
Would you attribute the violence we have seen with the utterances that the governor made?
It can be attributed to the utterances of the governor.
Why?
Because she castigated the deputy governor and the people there. It's around the deputy governor's home, therefore the crowd turned violent after the deputy governor was attacked by the governor.
Mr. Mawira, politicians attack each other all the time. Perhaps we can't read much into that. But do you consider it normal, even within the rules of politics, for a governor to take a vilification rally right to the home, adjacent to the home of our deputy?
It's not normal, and to hand, this was after the deputy governor and come out and saying that he was mistreated, and therefore the governor had taken the rally near his home so that he can castigate him more. Therefore the crowd, that's why they turned violent and protested against the mistreatment of the deputy governor, because it was the last stroke that broke the camel's neck, if I can say.
Is the violence we have seen in that video consistent with your charge that county motor vehicles were damaged, as we have seen from the police officer?
Yes, but because we can see vehicles being stoned, and the police officer saw an affidavit that county government vehicles were destroyed during that rally, meaning they were present in the rally.
Let's go to count 2 of your impeachment motion, specifically paragraph 12A, where you accuse the governor of misrepresenting as relatives, as a technical team for purposes of benchmarking cancer treatment equipment. Have you provided any evidence, sir, to show that the governor misrepresented our relatives as technical people for purposes of cancer management?
Yes, I presented the evidence in volume 2, pages 58, page 60, page 68, 76, 77, and 86. And also there are 2 videos to support the allegation.
To the best of your knowledge, sir, is there a county in the Republic of Kenya with an incidence of cancer comparable to Meru?
None, because even studies have shown that Meru has the highest incidences of cancer in the Republic of Kenya.
To the best of your knowledge, sir, is there any other place in the world with the higher incidence of cancer per square kilometer than Meru County?
From studies also, Meru has been stated to have the highest incidences of Kenya per square kilometer in the world.
So I would not be wrong to say Meru is sort of like the world headquarters, for lack of better language, when it comes to this very debilitating disease.
That is true how you have described it.
Would one expect a governor given the opportunity to deal with the disease affecting our county more than any other place in the world to send the qualified people for purposes of that cancer management equipment and setting up the cancer treatment center?
It will be unexpected.
Would you expect a governor to see this invitation to China in a county that has the leading incidence per square kilometer in the world on cancer, to see it as an opportunity for our relatives to go on safari?
It will be unexpected.
Would that be a governor who behaved like that? Would they be in gross violation of the Constitution?
Definitely, he or she will be in gross violation of the Constitution.
Would they be in breach of their oath of office?
Of course, yes.
Let's go to that page 58 that you mentioned. At paragraph 4, does the governor admit that these people we are talking about are our relatives, at least two of them?
Yes, she has admitted by indicating that one is a security personnel and the other one, the sister, is a personal assistant.
That letter, sorry, Madam Speaker, I've lost track. I'm a short-sighted man, that's why I was requesting for. That document you just read begins at page 57, right?
Yes, it starts at page 57.
At the top, it says it's coming from what office?
County Government of Meru, Office of the Governor.
There's a letter from the Office of the Governor.
Yes.
To whom is it addressed?
The Chief Executive Officer, Ethics and Anti-Corruption Commission, Integrity Center.
And what is the date of this letter?
26th October 2022.
So you confirm as of 26th October 2022, there were already issues about the governor's relatives and nepotism and involvement in the county.
I confirm.
Let's go to page 60. What is that document there, sir?
It's a letter addressed to the Governor of Meru, Her Excellency Kawira Mwangaza, from the Beijing League Tech Company Limited.
Who is Beijing League Tech Company Limited?
From the letter, it's a company in China that specializes in linear accelerator machines designed to treat cancer.
What does paragraph 1 of that letter say?
It says, we are delighted to invite you and your distinguished members to visit us in China for you to witness and benchmark our state-of-art linear accelerator machines designed and manufactured in China in reference to our planned cancer treatment center in Meru, Kenya.
So this company planned to set up a cancer treatment center in Meru?
Yes.
And in paragraph 2, what type of equipment do they say the governor and our distinguished team should go and benchmark?
Indicate that they will also have an opportunity to visit other medical equipment manufacturer that produces digital radiography, X-ray equipment, and mobile C-arm that they plan to manufacture and assemble in Kenya, preferably in a designated special economic zone.
Let's go to page, I believe, 76. What is that document, sir?
It's a letter from Office of the Deputy President, State Department for Devolution, addressed to the Principal Secretary from the HRM and DO1.
What is this letter requesting? What is it about?
It's about travel clearance to China.
And what does it say?
The county government of Meru has requested for clearance from its county officials to travel to China for a study tour. Beijing Lake Tech Company will meet all the expenses pertaining this trip. Then it indicates recommended for travel and also forwarded herewith please find letters on the above subject for your consideration and signature.
The letter at page 77, what is it? Where does it emanate from?
It's a letter from the Office of the County Secretary and Head of Public Service.
Addressed to who?
To the Principal Secretary, State Department of Devolution.
And who are the persons indicated as the ones to make this travel to benchmark the cancer equipment?
They are indicated as Dr. George Mungania, who is the CCM Health, Ms. Miriam K. Gwantai, who is the PA to the Governor, Mr. Nefat Kenywa Meme, who is the Director External Leakages, and Mr. Murangiri Kenneth, indicated as works under the Department of Administration.
To the best of your knowledge, is Dr. George Mungani an oncologist?
No, he is a pharmacist.
To the best of your knowledge, were there people in the county better qualified than this person to go on this trip dealing with the problem threatening the existence of Meru County?
Yes, because the county government of Meru has employed oncologists and also radiographers.
Let's go to the next person,
sorry.
Miriam K. Gwantai. To the best of your knowledge, does this person hold any medical qualifications?
None whatsoever.
Certificate level, any?
None whatsoever.
Diploma level?
None.
Degree level?
None.
Any other level?
None that is known.
Let's go to Nefat Kenywa Meme. What are his qualifications?
When he was employed as a pharmaceutical technologist.
To the best of your knowledge,
holder.
Is this a person who would have any knowledge relevant to management of cancer?
None.
This is the same gentleman we saw receiving money regularly?
Yes.
And it's the same gentleman you claim is a brother-in-law to the governor?
Yes.
Let's go to Murangiri Kenneth. Does he hold any training qualifications, even informal, on the management of cancer?
None whatsoever.
Let's go to the letter, page 78. Please read, confirm to us.
Sorry, come again.
Page 78 of volume 2.
Yes.
Is this a letter from the county government of Meru?
Yes, from the Office of the County Secretary and Head of Public Service.
Addressed to who?
The Principal Secretary, State Department of Devolution.
Can you read the first paragraph?
Following the invitation of the Governor of Meru County by Beijing League Tech Company Limited of Beijing City, the following technical team is hereby released from 7th June to 17th June 2023 to prepare and guide on the following.
We can skip and go towards the bottom. What does it say? There is a paragraph just before the names, the line just before the name. What does it say?
The technical team is as follows, and 4 participants are listed.
These are the governor's sister,
yes,
brother-in-law,
yes,
and nephew to the husband.
Yes, and the brother to the governor.
It is clear in that letter the officers are described as a technical team.
It's clearly stated.
To the best of your knowledge, would these people with the qualifications you just told us, even using the most elastic sense of the phrase, be a technical team for purposes of cancer management?
They can't be.
They can't be. Mr. Speaker, I beg we play the videos 2A and 2B in support of count 2. we can play the next one so that we take the questions together. Sir, did you see the governor's relatives that you have mentioned in those two videos?
Yes, I can see them.
Did you see in those videos what on its face appears like highly sophisticated cancer management equipment?
Yes, I've seen one.
People of the qualifications that the governor sent on this trip, would you expect them to know what type of equipment those are and whether they are good for managing cancer?
I don't expect them to know.
As a matter of fact, sir, you yourself, with all your qualifications, would you, looking at those machines, have the capacity to advise the government of Meru whether they are good cancer management equipment?
I have no ability to do that.
To the best of your knowledge, even a lawyer like me, would he be able, even with all the books we have read, be able to form any informed opinion as to whether those are good or bad equipment for managing cancer?
I don't believe so.
Do you know any reason other than the fact that these officials are the governor's relatives, that they were the ones chosen to attend this trip?
I don't know any other reason.
12B of your impeachment motion, you accused the governor of appointing Edwin Mutuma Murangiri as CEO of Meru Youth Service and acting chief officer of the Department of Finance.
Yes.
What did you say are Edwin Mutuma's qualifications?
Edwin Mutuma Murangiri, from the records that I have, was employed as an auditor, cooperatives auditor.
Would such a person be qualified under the laws and policy documents of the Meru County government to be appointed as an acting chief officer?
According to the law, he doesn't meet the qualifications.
Why doesn't he meet the qualifications?
He was never employed or vetted and approved by the County Assembly as the chief officer. Therefore, he cannot act in the capacity of a chief officer.
Does he have the qualification to be CEO of Meru Youth Service?
He doesn't have because he was not employed by the board.
Okay. But where is your evidence, sir, that this person was appointed to these offices? And I keep asking you, where is the evidence? Because we were told evidence is not counted. It is weighed. We will weigh it at the end.
The evidence is on pages 92.
Page 92?
Of volume 2, 386 to 389.
Go to page 92. Please confirm that that is an instrument from the office of the governor. What does it read at the top? Where does this document say it emanates?
Office of the governor.
Does it emanate from the office of the county secretary so that we'll be told it wasn't me?
No, but the county secretary has signed on behalf of the Excellency the governor.
Item number 2, Edwin Mutuma Murangiri. What is the nature of the appointment?
He has been moved from Meru Youth Service to Department of Finance Economic Planning to perform the functions of Chief Officer Finance, awaiting a substantive Chief Officer.
What happened to the substantive Chief Officer so that Murangiri, who is a relative of the governor, will be appointed to act?
He was arbitrarily removed after the infamous extracts that we are using to charge the governor leaked to the public.
So after the infamous extract we are relying upon leaked is when he was sacked?
He was moved to another department.
Oh, he was moved to another department?
Yes.
Let's go to page 386 to 389 that you mentioned. What is that document, sir?
It's a memo, an internal memo from the Secretary, County Public Service Board, to Her Excellency the Governor, Meru County.
And what does it address?
Submission of nomination list for candidates interviewed for the post of chief officers in the county.
What is the date of this document?
It's dated 11th November 2022.
Is Edwin Murangiri, who we have just seen being designated as acting chief officer, was he even shortlisted?
No.
For that position?
No.
As a matter of fact, did he even apply for it?
I would believe it didn't, because it didn't appear in the long list and also in the short list.
Would the reason he didn't apply be because he was not qualified in the first place?
I believe so.
But you just told us the document at page 92, you have told us the substantive chief officer was moved after the IFMIS report became public, right?
Yes.
Before this matter was escalated to impeachment, did the Assembly give the governor an opportunity to explain the payments to these people?
Yes, they were given an opportunity.
Did she submit those documents to the County Assembly? Let's go to page 31 and 30.
They declined to submit the documents on the basis that there was an audit that was ongoing.
Let's go to the letter, page 30. What is that letter?
It's a letter from the clerk of the County Assembly addressed to the CCM, Finance, Economic Planning and ICT, requesting for certified IFMIS extract statement for the executive arm of the county government of Meru for the financial year 2022-2023.
Is the county government legally and constitutionally obliged to submit such documents to enable the County Assembly to exercise its oversight function?
Yes, they are obligated by the law.
They are obligated by the law?
Yes.
Did they comply with that law requiring them to submit these documents?
They declined to comply.
What reason did they give at page 31?
They give, maybe I can read.
Yes, you can read the second paragraph.
The CCM Finance states that the Public Finance Management Act under Section 164 makes provisions for the county treasury of the county government to prepare and submit to the Auditor General the annual financial statements in respect of county government in formats to be prescribed by the Accounting Standards Board. These are the services for which the appropriated money was spent, the amounts actually spent on each service, the status of each vote compared with the appropriation for the vote, a statement explaining any variations between the actual expenditure and the sums voted, and any other information specified by the county treasury. She continues to state under in the last paragraph that as at the moment the county has prepared and submitted the financial statements to the Auditor General, and the Auditor General is in the process of auditing the financial statements which form part of our response to your request. As shown in the attached...
If we leave it there for the sake of time, Were you asking for financial statements from the governor's office?
No, but the IFMIS extracts for the financial year.
So you asked for IFMIS because we had earlier on in the opening statement somebody setting our own question and answering it. Did the Assembly ask for financial statements so that this document would be a valid answer?
No.
Would you therefore consider this a valid reason for the failure to submit the documents?
It's a reason that cannot hold water.
It's a reason that cannot hold water. But Mr. Mawere, if the Assembly asked the governor's office to submit documents and they refuse, can someone be held to blame the Assembly then for escalating the matter to impeachment?
Nobody should do that.
Let's go to count number 3 about the DG. Paragraph 14A of the impeachment motion, you accuse the governor of excluding the deputy governor from county executive committee meetings.
Yes.
Under our law and our constitution, is the deputy governor a substantive member of that executive committee?
Yes, because it is clearly stated under the law and the constitution.
As a matter of fact, would that committee be validly constituted in a situation where the DG is excluded deliberately?
It cannot.
But sir, have you produced any evidence to show that the DG was excluded from the meetings of the CEC?
Yes, in volume 2, pages 101 to 103, 226, 231, 233, 234, 235, and 236.
Pages?
101 to 103.
101.
To 103.
Let's go to the document at page 101. What type of document is that?
This is a record of the County Assembly of Meru, record of evidence taken before the Committee on Justice, Legal Affairs and Cohesion at the County Assembly of Meru Chambers.
Was this evidence given on oath?
Yes, it was.
As a matter of fact, on page 101, it indicates the oath was administered to the witness.
Yes, it indicates.
And who was the witness that was appearing before the county assembly?
The deputy governor.
The deputy governor.
Yes.
What are the complaints the deputy governor told the county assembly? At page 102.
The deputy governor complained of lack of facilitation.
Yes.
For his office.
Yes.
He also complained of failure to be invited to the Meru County Executive Committee cabinet meetings or any other official functions.
When does he say he was last invited? At the bottom of page 102.
The last invite was on 29th May 2023.
Let's go to 226. What is that document, sir?
It's a letter from the deputy governor to the county secretary inquiring if there was any cabinet meeting that has been held, because the last one you attended was on 29th May 2023 when he was invited through our WhatsApp page.
On top, is that document received by the relevant officer?
It was received by the Office of the County Secretary at the end of public service on 25th August 2023.
To the best of your knowledge, did the DG receive any response to this request?
None whatsoever.
Let's go to 231. What is that document, sir?
It's a letter from the Office of the Deputy Governor addressed to the Speaker of Meru County Assembly on failure to be invited for Meru County Executive Cabinet meetings and or any other official events.
233.
A letter from the Office of the Deputy Governor addressed to His Excellency Rigathi Gachagua, the Deputy President of the Republic of Kenya, requesting for reconciliation.
The one at 234.
A letter from the Office of the Deputy Governor addressed to the Clerk, the Clerk of the Senate of the Republic of Kenya on failure to be invited to the Meru County Executive Cabinet meetings and or any other official functions, events, lack of facilitation and withdrawal of staff to the Office of the Deputy Governor since April 2023.
The one at 235 and 236, what are they?
Letters from the Office of the Deputy Governor addressed to the Chairperson, Council of Governors, request for reconciliation. And the one on pages 236 is still a letter from the Deputy Governor addressed to the County Secretary, following up on cabinet meetings.
You confirm from these documents, sir, the problem in Meru has been referred to the Assembly, right?
Yes, I can confirm.
It has been referred to the Council of Governors, right?
Yes.
It has been referred to the Deputy President of the Republic, right?
Yes, I confirm.
It has been referred even to the Senate, right?
Yes.
To the best of your knowledge, has a solution been found even after roping in the good offices of all these agencies of the state?
There's not been any solution found to the problem.
There is no solution to the problem.
Yes.
Let's go to paragraph 14B and D about bullying, undermining and insulting and demeaning the DG through WhatsApp groups. At this point, Mr. Speaker, I would request we play a video by the governor in which the deputy is accused of chanting. It was mentioned in the opening statement. That video was played in the opening statement where the DG is seen with some rowdy youths apparently singing fairly unfortunate songs against the governor. Perhaps Mr. Mutuma can tell us the number of the video so that we move quickly.
KMV?
Yeah, I'm told it's KMV 15 from the governor's videos. KMV 15. We can pause it there, Mr. Speaker. Bwana Mawira, to the best of your knowledge, You can give us even an estimated date. It doesn't have to be an exact date.
On or about on 20th of September.
That's roughly 1 month ago, isn't it?
Yes.
The governor's defense to the count 14B and D and C is that this procession is the one that triggered the nasty WhatsApp groups messages that we're about to go through. Is that correct?
No, that is a misrepresentation of the sequence of events.
It's a misrepresentation of the sequence of events.
Yes.
Let's interrogate that claim that it's a misrepresentation of the sequence of events by opening page 162 of volume 2. I'm sorry, Mr. Speaker, it's page 149. My short-sightedness is not doing me much favors, but it's okay. Page 149.
Yes.
When did you say the procession occurred, the one we just saw on the video that is said to be the justification for the WhatsApp messages?
On or about the 20th of September.
On or around 20th September, barely a month ago, isn't it?
Yes.
At page 149, we start now looking at the WhatsApp messages. What is the time stamp on that WhatsApp message at 49 at the top and the date stamp?
It's dated May 20th, 2023 at around 18:33 hours.
Would I be correct that this, therefore, the vilification through WhatsApp groups actually occurred about 4 months before the event the governor said was the trigger?
Yes, I confirm.
The governor, in our defense, confirms this WhatsApp group as members who include county officials, correct?
Yes, she confirms.
She also confirms it has members of the public.
Yes.
She also confirms it has CECs.
Yes.
And other county officials, isn't it?
Yes, she does.
Would that diverse composition of this group require an element of discretion and discernment from a responsible governor before posting nasty messages about our deputy there?
It requires.
If the governor is posting nasty messages about the deputy governor in a platform that, by our own word, includes both county officials and members of the public, would that trigger violence of the type we saw at Mercury?
It clearly can.
Let's examine the messages themselves. At page 149, where we are, it shows, it reads, Nchamba Bede removed you. Who was removed?
The deputy governor.
Is Nchamba Bede a junior officer or a superior of the deputy governor?
A junior officer to the deputy governor.
Would you expect a junior officer in the ordinary course of events to have the temerity to remove the deputy governor from a WhatsApp group?
No, unless maybe instructed by higher powers or maybe someone who is more senior than the deputy governor.
Let's go to page 162. Before we go to 152, let's go to 155. Rather, before we go to 162, let's go to 155. At the bottom, it shows again the deputy governor was removed from this group by who?
Honorable Mutia.
Who is Honorable Mutia?
He is a chief officer in the county government of Meru.
In a functional county government, would you expect an ordinary chief officer to have the guts to remove a whole deputy governor from the group unless acting on powers of someone above the deputy governor?
No.
What is the date stamp at the top again?
May 27th, 2023.
This was again 4 months before the rally that is alleged to have triggered these nasty messages, isn't it?
Yes.
Let's go to 158. A post there by Kiambi Adheru. Who is Kiambi Adheru in the middle of the page?
The county secretary to the county government of Meru.
After the DG is removed, some sort of gossip begins between the governor and the county officials and the members of the public, and orders Kiambi Adheru tell the people in the group about this nasty gossip of the deputy governor?
He states that confidence is of essence here. There will be no point for us to converse here then in among us, send screenshots to our enemies. It will be too unethical.
Who is Kiambi Adheru saying the screenshot should not be sent to so that they can insult and gossip and chit-chat about the deputy governor freely?
The deputy governor.
At the top of that page, there is a post by the governor, right?
Yes.
What is she saying?
I've fought many and serious battles. Hiyo yao ni manyunyu. Nitawagaragaza kama kawaida.
So here is the governor announcing she will fight the DG and his people. Is this occurring before or after the event the Senate is being invited to believe was the trigger of these very unfortunate things?
Way before the event.
And there is a Diane there again replying. Who is Diane?
Diane, I believe, is a public member because I don't know what position he owns.
Let's go to 160. There is a post there by the governor herself. To the best of your knowledge, the number given there, is it the number of the governor?
Page?
160.
Oh yes, it's the governor's phone number.
What is the governor telling our junior officers in relation to our deputy governor after they have removed him from the group?
She states that CEO Mutia panga retreat ya sub-county and ordered means to chome jeshi.
So the governor is recruiting ordered means in our war with the deputy governor?
Yes.
Would you expect a governor familiar with the dignity expected of that office to do that?
It is not expected.
And what does this junior officer tell the governor after he's been told to mobilize the ordered means to fight the deputy governor?
He states that I'm almost finalizing the plans, Excellency. Jeshi iko chonjo.
This governor who is organizing this jeshi and the governor we have seen on those videos at Makiri, did she appear to you like someone who is a humble, vulnerable victim? Some good, polite lady who is being harassed for no good cause? Is that the demeanor we saw on those videos?
I don't think so.
The deportment that we can design from these messages so far, is it the deportment of a dignified governor who is a victim of some political witch hunt. Did you see in these texts the tone, language, discernment of a dignified governor?
It isn't.
At page 162, the DG says, or rather the governor says, no, not the governor. Yes, it's the governor. At the top, what does she say?
And DG mobilized fewer levy, pamwe wakachwa ura wakamia mbira yambo kando kabeiwa.
Please tell the Senate, this is a message the governor has sent to a WhatsApp group that has junior officers, members of the public, about our own deputy governor. Can you please tell the Senate the translation of what she's saying?
The translation is on page 446 of volume 2. Maybe I can read the translation. Chief of Samutia writes, people are with us and I am so encouraged. Today they used police to intimidate our jeshi. Their darkness won't and can't overcome our light. The governor responds, and DG mobilized fewer levy, pamwe wakachore wakamia mbila yambo kando kabeigwa, which translates to, the governor, the deputy are few drunkards. Some people will have to find ways of defecating an avocado seed. You'll hear them.
Does this sound to you like a dignified message by a governor that, according to our Constitution and Chapter 6 laws, should bring honor and dignity